Alright guys, so I want to do this really quick. I don't know if I sound really low or if I'm okay, um, but the baby is sleeping in the other room and I want to do this before he wakes up. Right now he's eating every hour and a half to 2 hours, and in between, like the time that he's sleeping, I'm trying to get as much done as possible. Um, if you hear him grunting, it's because he is. A lot of the times, like when he's sleeping and he's trying to wake himself up, he'll be grunting, and then I'll go and check on him. I'll make sure that he's okay. He's still asleep. So my little man, if you hear him, that's him, his little grunts. But I just kind of wanted to talk really quick about like my breastfeeding journey as of right now. Um, it's been hard. It's been hard. People tell you it's so natural. It'll come to you. It's the best thing in the world, and don't get me wrong, it is the best thing in the world, but it is not the easiest thing in the world. Like, I used to sit up at night, I used to cry. Like, my hubby would be next to me sleeping, and I would be sitting there holding my baby, trying to get the hang of it, trying to feed him, and I would cry. I would cry because it was just the beginning stages are the worst, especially for someone that did not know what I was getting myself into. A lot of the times, if you have people around you that are breastfeeding, they kind of know, they tell you, oh, this is what you're gonna expect, this is what it'll be like. But around me, my mother-in-law wasn't able to nurse my hubby because he has a lot of like problems with his stomach, and so he was only given soy milk, so I wasn't able to get advice from there. With me, I never latched with my mom, and there's some babies that do that. They just never latch, and so my mom never breastfed me because I didn't want it. So in like where do we even start? In the beginning, in the hospital, as soon as your baby is born, they bring him to you to have the mommy and me contact, and they'll ask you at the hospital. They'll ask you if you want to do breastfeeding or if you're planning on formula feeding. That way the nurses know what to expect. They know more or less what route you want to take. They don't want to force anything on you. And then that way they can guide you through the process. In the hospital, he was a very good baby. He did latch. And in the beginning, when you first start breastfeeding, you'll get like little, it's yellow. It's not gonna be like tons of milk, and that's one of the things that will worry you in the beginning, because you'll think, am I making enough milk for him? Is he eating? Is he breathing? Like, you'll psych yourself out. Some moms do. I did. I psyched myself out. I was worried that I wasn't feeding him enough. I was worried that everybody was gonna hate me, that it's just the things that go through your head. It's a mental thing as well. But after the first couple of days, sometimes he would latch correctly, sometimes he wouldn't. That's another thing, is sometimes they won't latch correctly. So when they go on there, they're supposed to take up as much of your nipple as possible, and that's why, like, when you're pregnant, your areola will grow. Let me go check on him because I just want to make sure he's okay. Okay, this is attempt 9065. Don't get crazy. Give me 5 minutes. All right, so he's here, he's awake. Just had to give him a little bit of mommy time, a little bit of breast milk to eat, and then he's pretty comfortable. He's playing, but babies are unpredictable. Bless you. Bless you. Excuse him. Okay, so really quickly, I want to talk about the things that I've been using to kind of help me through the process. Number one thing that I've been using every day underneath like my camis, because I have camis. I went to Target and I got some nursing bras, and the nursing bras have like little clips right here. That way you could unclick them, and your baby's good to feed. Click them. My baby already knows the clicking sound. He knows it's time to eat, and he knows when it's done because he'll wake up to see what I'm up to. But underneath those, I put these on. So these are like little pads. They have little adhesives, so they stick to like the other side of like your top or your bra. And you can pick different sizes. So I'm a little bit smaller in the chest area. Breastfeeding did make my boobs a little bit bigger, but not too much. So I don't leak a lot. I know some mothers do. I know, like, I've seen pictures of some mothers where like they'll have the breast milk down here at the bottom, and you can see the outline, and it looks like it's just the wet spot. So there's different sizes for that. This one I believe is just like the moderate, just to stay dry. And those work really well. It helps a little bit with like the rubbing against like your bra or your nursing top. That's another thing. Forget about your bras. It is way too hard to get in, to get out. Your baby needs to eat, and he needs to eat now. Like, it's just so much hassle with the regular bras that's the reason why they came up with nursing bras, so that it's easy to snap on, snap off, put your bras away for a little bit, or until you're done nursing, and you'll be able to use them again. But it's just, I recommend going to Target and getting yourself some camis or some nursing bras, because it'll make everything so much easier. The other thing I've been taking every day, I'm still taking my prenatals. Your doctor will let you know, like, if you're going to be nursing, or I don't know if when you're not nursing, they ask you to still take them, but they've been asking me to just keep taking them. It's good for me, it's good for the baby, so I've been doing that. When I first started, off, this is my very first thing I started using. It's a handheld pump, and then at the top it has like this little, so you could adjust like I guess the level of suction up at the top. So like the top is like a little bit easier on you, and then once you get like a little flow going, you can get a little bit more, and it'll make it, it'll suck harder, if that makes any sense. And then it has like the labels on here to see how much you've pumped. I have a tendency of, in the beginning, looking at how much I pumped, and if it was the same every single time. It's not going to be the same every single time. And don't get discouraged if you only do like 1 ounce, or if you only do 2 ounces. Some days you're going to do 4. You know what I mean? Like, it's never going to be the same. And don't ever beat yourself up because you didn't do the same as last time, or because you didn't do a lot. So don't do that to yourself. As it is, it's already hard enough that you don't need to be bringing yourself down. On to the next thing, Lifesaver. They even give it to you in the hospital. So in the hospital, they give you like a little one, so you could test it out. And then I went to Target and I got myself the big one. This is safe for the baby, and it's relief for mom. It's basically like a little gel that you put around your area, your nipple area. It soothes, it protects, and it's okay if, like, let's say you put it on and then the baby gets hungry. It's gonna happen. You're gonna do something and the baby's gonna get hungry. They don't have a schedule. If they're hungry, they're hungry. Just like you and me. If we're hungry, we're hungry. We're gonna eat. Lifesaver. Keep it in your bag, keep it in your nursing tote, in your diaper bag, wherever you can get it, and just kind of, if you need it, do it. Because the worst thing to have is to have cracked nipples, or to have like, it's gonna dry up because there's just so much going on. And it takes like, I mean, it's your body. It's gonna take time to heal. If it does get damaged, if it, like you do start bleeding, because it's a possibility you could start bleeding, and it's gonna take time to heal. But this will help a little bit. Try to stay moisturized, because it's your body. It's your skin. It's stretching. The other thing I did not know, and I didn't know until I went to my doctor's office, is the nurses asked me if I already had a pump, and I said no, and they said, have you thought about getting a pump? And I said, oh, well, I've been to Target, I've looked at the pumps, and they're just really expensive, so I'm just kind of browsing. And to me, like, it was like I had my handheld pump, so I was okay. I was like, it's okay, like, I'll be fine, I have one, you know? But oh my gosh, so they ordered me one through the insurance because you can get one through your insurance, and it got here in about a week. I wasn't expecting it. um, I wasn't expecting the difference that it was gonna make compared to my handheld one. Yes, start off with this, because it's easier for you to kind of control, um, like the pumping that you're doing, the pain. Like if you feel pain, you can stop. um, Again, don't get scared, it's not painful. What I'm trying to say is there are things that are going to help you, but after about 2 months, I know it seems like forever, but after 2 months, it will, you're, you'll get used to it. You'll get used to your baby being there. Your skin will get used to it. It won't be so sensitive anymore. You'll be able to wear camis, you'll be able to wear the bras. Sometimes even with these, it won't be as sensitive as it is the first couple of days. So anyways, back to my pump. They sent me my pump. It's this one. I don't know if any of you have gotten it. It's pretty lightweight. I carry it with me to work. And then up at the top, it has the on and off button. So this is like the speed of how fast you want it to pump. And then down here is the strength. So you can adjust it, you know, if you want it, if start off low and then work your way up. That way you're not hurting yourself. It's, like I said, it's gonna be tender no matter what. But the longer you breastfeed, the easier it's gonna get. The less sensitive that area is gonna get. What I did, I am going to work. I went back about 2 weeks ago. What I ended up using for work is like a makeup bag. I want to see, maybe I have it. Let me show it to you guys. Okay. So what I ended up doing for work, I didn't want to walk around with my big old pump, and I didn't want to go and specifically buy something to put my pump in. Although there's nothing wrong with that, I don't know. Once you have the baby, you just have no time for anything. So what I did is I got creative with it. I had a makeup bag that my mother-in-law actually gave to me. The makeup bag, it's too big for the stuff that I have, but it ended up working perfectly for my pump. So I'm able to put my pump in here and then the pieces for my pump. In here, I also carry the little one in case I need it, like after I pump. I carry them in here. Luckily, I work in an office where they have a fridge, and it's just me and my manager working at this office. So I'm able to put my milk inside the fridge as soon as it's done. So this makeup bag works out perfectly. Now, if you're not able to do that, that's when I recommend getting specifically like a bag for your pump, because they do have like, they look like little ice chests inside, and then that way you can keep your milk cold. That way it doesn't go bad. But I ended up using this. It works out great. It works out for me. It has a little thing. I don't have to carry my pump, and people aren't asking me like, what's that for, or what are you doing, or it's just awkward. You don't want to do that. But it's only been 2 months. I know every day I'm learning something new about the baby. I'm learning something new about myself. My body is not the same whatsoever. The recovery, I am recovering from a C-section. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, because in the beginning when I was trying to hold my baby to breastfeed and I was healing from the C-section, I couldn't hold him for too long. So the boppy, I don't know if you guys have had one. Let me see if I can bring it. Okay, so this is the boppy. It's like a little pillow, super soft, and it goes around you like this. And then you put your baby here, and then it helps you carry your baby. Even now I still use it, and I'm doing a lot better in the recovery part of my C-section. But In the beginning, when I couldn't really hold him, when I didn't have a lot of, I didn't have like, how would I say it, like ab strength, that it was really hard for me to carry him, and like my hubby would have to wake up at night and hand him over to me. I would feed him and then I would hand him back so he could burp him. This was a lifesaver. This is still a lifesaver. I love my Bobby. Best thing, best purchase. If you know a mommy registry, get her this. She will love you. And if she's planning on nursing, here are some things that like she may need that she didn't know she needed, or just send her here. I'll tell her all about it, replay the video. And if you guys have any questions, or maybe your experience has been different up until this point, if you think that maybe I missed something, because there's just so much to learn about breastfeeding. There's, for a reason, there's nursing consultants, the lactation consultants, and there's just so much to learn. There's just so much to know. And like I said, every experience is different when you're nursing. But stay positive, because it's gonna be a mental battle, and it's going to be a physical battle, because you're not going to want to. Like, I used to hear my baby wake up at night and I would dread it. Like, I would start freaking out internally a little bit, because I knew he was coming this way to eat. But you'll be fine. You're doing fine. You're making enough milk. Your doctor will tell you if you're not making enough milk, or if your baby is missing something. So just do your best. Like I said, if your experience was different, if I'm missing something, wait, before I forget, water. My hubby gets so annoyed because I'll be sitting like I'll be sitting in the dark. We only have like a little night light so I can see when I'm picking him up and bringing him to me, because his crib is in our room. So I'll have like 2-3 water bottles lined up like in my nightstand, and so yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like this. As soon as I like put him here, like my mouth is dry. It's dry, and I'm ready to like chug a water bottle, and I leave it like open before I kind of lay him down here, so that way I can just grab my water bottle and start chugging it. The enjoyment you get out of water while breastfeeding is so different. One, water is good for you. Everybody knows that. But while breastfeeding, it's gonna be even better, because it's your body's way of making sure. I don't know if that was him. By the way, guys, my apartment, I'm always hearing crazy things in my apartment. I'll talk about it like maybe in another video. If you guys want to hear about that, let me know. So anyways, alright guys, so if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe. Any questions, any mommies that are breastfeeding and maybe your experience was different, let me know in the comments down below. I want to have a conversation about it. I want to know what you're going through, maybe how your experience is different from mine, maybe what to expect on my next baby. I don't know, but until next time, guys.